Welcome to the Dawg Chug. Roger, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Andy. Hey, happy Father's Day before I forget. Um, and Ross and Ed and all of our friends.
Happy
It's a
Father's
day in
Day.
here where we think we're going to not have to do anything. We end up doing everything and paying for it.
How is it having like 15 kids, by the way?
How is what?
Having 15 kids, because I have
Well,
one.
Andy, in our, right now, let me see, we got four. You might as well have 15. There's no difference. There's no difference. Like last night, they were running around the house. It wasn't until 10:15. I got outside. They laid settled down. I grabbed a beer. I go outside. I'm going to go watch Barking Browns, and I sit down, and they got that opening with the music, the countdown. So I'm sitting through that, and then the big screen guy comes on, and I love him. We need a big screen, the big voice guy
Hmm.
that does the opening. And then all of a sudden, I look at the screen and I see you and Ed, and I think, "Oh fuck, is it Wednesday?" I thought I was late for work. I didn't know. I threw me completely off. And then things started to make sense. Nick wasn't there. I want to tell you, I was sitting there watching the show last night. At one point, you're getting ready to say your favorite burger, and then the ad jumped in, and it was a Star Wars movie, and I was pumped. Yeah, yeah. And then I had to wait to see what burger you were gonna say.
Was it
But
Obi-Wan?
yeah, there was a Star Wars ad right in the middle of your right before you were gonna give your answer. It was pretty good.
I was on the Barking Browns yesterday. The Dawg Chug
That's
did
right.
take over.
Yeah,
Let's actually bring Ed on because me and Ed, it was 2-1. Jacob.
yeah.
Ed, how do we do yesterday on the Barking Browns? I know that's a much higher standard show than this one. This nonsense. How do we do?
As the kids would say, we slayed it, no cap. It was awesome, Andy. We did a great job. It was a Dawg Chug takeover of the Barking Brown Show presented by 216 Network. We're presented by Offside Sports Network, so shout out to them. And we're going to have a special guest on tonight, Wesley from the Offside Sports Network, because we're family, La Familia. But Andy, I want to say yesterday, it was nice, and here's why it was nice. I could be obnoxious as I wanted to without the fear of you taking me off screen. So, and actually, honestly, Andy,
I knew it.
You bring out, I would say, the best in me, sometimes the worst in me, but I like it. Thank you, sir.
All right.
I got that feeling, Ed. Watching it, I got that feeling that Ed knew.
Unlike Baker Mayfield, we were actually dangerous.
So now that we're part of the Offsides and your other show is part of the 216 Network, like who are our rivals? Like what network?
Yeah, you are a rival when you're over there.
Because there's always rivals with these networks. Like, so now I need to know who are we supposed to hate? Who do we ally with?
Let me tell you this. It's like World War One with Archduke Ferdinand getting shot in Sarajevo and all these secret alliances and stuff. I say this, Andy. We just got to stay in the streets because they say stay out of the streets. The streets is where it's at. That's where the Dawg Chug's going to be. We're going to be in the streets and in the hearts and minds of Northeast Ohio and all of Ohio. We're taking over, and Offsides is going to get us there. That's all I know. That's all I care about right now.
Right, so you're not answering my question. That was
I'm not answering your question. I'm not answering. Bloods, Crips, I don't know.
I thought I brought out the best in you, but apparently I make you PC and I turn you into a cuck. That's a shame.
Behind the curtain, before Andy was on Barking Browns yesterday, and I got the joyous word that he was going to be on. I texted Andy and I gave him some advice because that's what we do. We like to prop each other up. We're teammates. We want to bring out the best in each other. So basically verbatim, I said, don't be a cuck tonight.
Was I a cuck last night?
You were not a cuck. You're anti-cuck, and you were great.
All right. We kind of got into it with the whole legal situation, didn't we?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I think we all agree that we don't like what's going on, but we all honestly know that he's the guy that's going to lead us to the promised land in the shortest amount of time if he actually gets on the field. So I think as a Cleveland Browns fan, I think you eloquently said it. So check out Barking Browns. Watch that show because Andy did a great job of explaining his side. He was not a cuck. And what my biggest thing was, what did I say? My biggest thing was don't be one-sided. And don't be one-sided, and that was the thing. And you presented both sides of the argument, how to feel, and you had great rationale. So once again, Andy, bringing the knowledge to the Barking Browns.
Thank you, Ed. Happy Father's Day to you. Is it a special day when you're not actually a father at all to your two kids?
Yeah. Do you get in?
You know, it's the wisdom you instill in them at the formative ages of 0 to 5 that can just lead a lifetime of greatness.
So basically, at age 5, you could just detach emotionally completely.
That's it.
That's it.
Well,
My
son was 6 years old when the Cavs won a championship. I got to witness a championship with my son, something my father didn't get to do when I was a young child. So I think after that moment, what can I really give the kid anymore?
I'm surprised that you didn't bring up the fact that you met Kevin Love, because usually you find a way to crowbar that story in.
Yeah.
Well, I just figured since I joined a new network, I was going to give it a few weeks off, and then we'll go into that. So, yeah, see, that'll answer that. Hey, in due time, Andy, in due time.
All right. Well, happy Father's Day to you. Let's bring on our other father. Ross, happy Father's Day to you.
Oh, thank you. I'm pretty excited. I'm going to chug some beer.
My favorite kid of Ross's is Evie, his cat. That's my favorite.
That's my first kid.
Yeah, there you go.
Let me ask you, was a second kid, because I've got about 16 more weeks, was it a shock, or was it more the same?
It's a shock because, it's man-to-man defense. You hear that all the time.
Yeah.
You can't just take turns and, hey, watch this kid tonight. I'm going to be hungover tomorrow. But you actually have to plan your nights and your mornings and your days, because you're probably going to be watching one of the two.
That does not sound good.
Andy, it's easier to lose one kid, but it's harder to say you lost 2 kids.
I forgot everything. Our kids are 5 years apart exactly. So I forgot everything. I had to start up from scratch with Henry. Yeah. Good luck, Andy. You're going to be, man. Yeah.
Well, looking forward to it. All right. Let's send Ross back to doing some producing. All right, let's take that offline, because I want to talk, Roger, with you.
All right. Yeah.
Something happened this week, and I want to get your judgment without anyone weighing in.
Okay.
We've got one of the responsibilities that Ed has done for the show is he's really marketed us. He's in the spaces every night, talking us up, making sure people are aware of us. He's the best. I love Ed. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. And he also makes promos of the best parts of the show. And interestingly enough, they're always the parts that feature him. But I can accept that aspect of it.
I have noticed that. A lot of our promos are Ed-based.
Sure.
Ed-centric.
So, last week, he promoted us. I got, remember I paid that bet off with Ed. I had to chug the 3 beers. And then for some reason, I kept drinking like I normally would. And I felt like, as far as drunk Andy appearances on the Dawg Chug go, yesterday was like maybe top 5.
Wow.
I don't really remember too much at the end of the show. And I think I was rambling. And anyway, at one point, I remember just kind of, I like to stay kind of in the middle on most topics. And I think I came off a little bit like I'm one of these Baker bros, right? Mm-hmm. And I will say I have a huge fondness for the guy. Yeah. I'm excited to follow his career. I hope he doesn't bash Cleveland after he leaves. That's going to piss me off. I think a lot of this is his own doing. I do take note that we don't hear a lot of teammates really defending Baker. So I'm kind of happy with, things are probably happening how they're supposed to. But last week I was kind of, I had like a bad 15 seconds. And interestingly enough, the great Ed in Columbus, he picked this part to promo the show. And I'm just wondering, did he sandbag me here? So I want to play the clip and I want to hear your thoughts.
You know what? When I saw it, and I think of all the great moments of some of the shows, and I think of the promos, go ahead and play. Yeah, go ahead.
Here we go. Let's see if I can figure out how to play this. Why is it not doing anything? This show's so good. Usually when you hit the button, it's supposed to play. Now we got to just...
You're going to look at his timeline. Do you know how much shit he's worse than me?
All right.
Okay, there it is.
I love Baker, but I will root for whichever team he goes for, just because I love the guy.
So if I went somewhere else, Andy, you'd root.
Okay. So, yeah.
I got to give you my honest opinion, and I think it was intentional, Andy. I think it was intentional. I think he was trying to get some get back there. You want to know something? I'm going to say something. Remember when you scolded him for he interrupted the top 10 a while ago and he got really mad at all of us? Well, he was actually involved in the Big Ten bit and he was supposed to interrupt me like on like 4 of the, and he just sat there the whole bit and he wouldn't do it. I think it was out of spite.
We always want to make each other great, Ed. And here, Roger's pretty impartial. He said he thought maybe you were sandbagging me there.
It's a little sandbagging.
I got a question. Okay. Did that happen last week, Andy? That was last week's show, correct?
Yes.
Did I give you a pep talk and tell you not to be a cuck before you went on Barking Browns yesterday?
You sure did, but
okay, that's why I wanted to get the cuck out of you, and it was a two-pronged process.
Hold on. I don't want to have to mute you here. You could come to me and tell me how it could be better without embarrassing me publicly by posting it online for everyone to see what a horrible host Andy Manchin is of the Dawg Chug.
Do you not remember you fired me?
It
is not a defense. Yeah. We were fired because of a situation that occurred, but at the end of the day, we're well past that, and you cannot use that as an excuse anymore. Did you post it to make me look stupid or not? That is the charge.
I think you're more than capable of making yourself look stupid, so no.
All right, you can't get a straight answer out of Ed. I am watching you. When you pull clips, they better not make me look bad, because you kind of embarrassed yourself last week yourself, and you didn't see me making a promo to look what a schmuck.
Yeah.
I'm a big Kyrie Irving fan.
You know what, Andy? I think I'm going to bring in an outside promo person to start doing some promos for us.
LeBron who?
Okay.
Well, I just wanted to bring this up because in the Dawg Chug, we bring up our beefs with each other. We do not talk behind each other's backs. We do it publicly because it's fun to fight. So if you do that again, it's on. It's on. By the way, while we have you, we have another special little message for the great Ed in Columbus. Let's see if I can find that. Hopefully.
Oh, yeah. Fan mail, Ed. Fan mail.
Yeah. Here it is. I had this up and ready to go. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Ed, I wanted.
Oh. Okay, here we go. We need a better producer here. Okay, Ed, someone left you a message. Here you go.
Ed, I wanted to congratulate you on your first loss of the season from your friends, the Houston Gamblers.
Wow. Ed, Birmingham.
You rolled the dice on you, Ed. You crapped out. This
Birmingham
crapped out.
Donkeys did lose their first game of the season. Ed is a loser now officially. And thank you, Jessica, for that amazing message. What do you have to say to Jessica?
It's no coincidence that I didn't update the standings this week. That's all I got to say.
I noticed that right off the bat.
Congratulations. Go ahead, Roger.
I was going to say, apparently we're not going to get a standings update this week because commissioner of the league lost.
I'll say this. Congratulations, Jessica. If I was going to lose to anybody, I would rather lose to you. Well played. Even though you didn't really play. I didn't either.
Jess did respond, knocked Ed off his high horse. That is very true. Thank you.
I love those puns. I like that. Good stuff.
He has been updating the chat every day, talking about how his team is better than everyone else's. Very annoying.
I didn't see that coming, Andy. I didn't see that coming, that loss.
Well, now you're officially a loser.
Nobody's watching the USA. Well, I mean, maybe us, but
I haven't seen any of them since.
Nobody else saw it coming either.
I haven't seen any of them since week 2.
Your Michigan team's rebuilding this year.
You're a rebuilding year for the Michigan Panthers. Yeah. Coach Fisher's going to get things in order there, and look out.
All right. Well, should we? Is our guest ready?
We have a producer named Ross. I might have to ask him.
Let's see.
I like your Guardians T-shirt there, Roger.
Yes, our super special guest is waiting in the green room. He's ready to go.
All right.
I prepped him.
Do you want to weigh in on your thoughts that if Ed was sandbagging me with that promo?
Oh, it definitely was. He wasn't talking about himself.
Right.
Why else would he talk about you or someone else?
All right.
Very
Well,
unlikely.
if anyone fucks up tonight, Ed will make a promo of it to showcase the world. But the good thing is, Ed doesn't have a lot of followers, so probably no one's going to see it anyway. So, all right. Well, then I think it's time to bring on our guest. Look at that. Manny says, "I love you guys. Let's go."
Down with the
We love
Browns.
Manny.
Down with the Browns.
Manny,
Down with the Browns, Manny. I love Manny.
We're all rooting for the Celtics tomorrow.
When's he coming back?
When's he coming back?
Whenever you want, Roger.
Oh, no,
Whenever
go ahead.
you
I'm
want.
sorry. Go ahead.
I just want to say we're all rooting for the Celtics. This is going to be a fun game tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. All right, well, let's bring on our guest, part of the Offsides Network. Ed, why don't you intro him?
It's my man. It's my dog. It's Wesley from Offside Sports Network. Now, I've got to know this guy, really well in the last couple of months, and through Browns After Dark, another show that's on Offside Sports Network, and we're becoming a little tight-knit community here, and this guy knows his football. He knows his X's and O's, and he ain't afraid sometimes to let you know that, and I appreciate this guy, our featured guest, Wesley.
Wesley, he has bought more of the Max the Buffalo merch than anyone on Twitter. So,
Has he?
Yeah.
welcome, Wesley.
How we doing, gentlemen?
Wesley.
My guy.
So much for joining us. I love reading your comments in our chat. You are always mixing up with football, actually talking about football when everyone else wants to talk about nonsense, and I really appreciate that because it's
Yes, sir. Love the
always
game,
makes
man. Love the game.
we don't talk
I
about
go in.
on this show, but we love reading people talking about
Right,
football.
right.
Sorry, Rob.
That's how I learn about football. I actually read that and I'll go on Facebook and like talk to my friends, like lifelong friends, and like then I look like I know what I'm doing. I actually was in a conversation with Wesley and Mac like for like 3 comment or not even like I did 2 comment and I ducked out. I was like, I'm out of here. These guys are way out. They're way out of my league. They know what they're talking about. You played defensive tackle. I saw that you were a former quarterback chaser. Where'd you play?
So I played all over. I played everywhere from like a wide 9 to a 1 tech, but I graduated from Baldwin Wallace University.
Ooh.
Ooh, all right. Man, I respect the hell out of that, man. I do.
Yes, sir, thank you. Appreciate it.
I do. That's awesome. I was a former wedge buster from St. Ed's, but I blew my knee out doing it.
Oh yeah.
Tell us about your podcast because I have not.
Yeah.
checked it out.
Okay, so myself and then a lot of you guys know Brown's Bot and then Marcus Harvey are starting a podcast. It's going to be kicking up the first couple weeks of August. We're just going to be breaking down. We're going to be changing how the draft is done, kind of. Like, we're going to be breaking down prospects, not from a broad perspective, but from a Browns perspective. So we're taking age into consideration, all of the guardrails. Like, for example, they like defensive tackles with long arm lengths and defensive ends with long arm lengths. Like Perrion Winfrey and Alex Wright both had, I think, above 35-inch arms. So that's something you take into account. And then I don't want to spoil it too much, but it's going to be something pretty special, in my opinion.
Wow, nice. We're looking forward to that.
Passionate about it already.
I appreciate any podcast that talks draft before Jacob starts talking draft, which is like November.
I got a question for Wesley. Now, I don't want to spoil your podcast, but I know something that your podcast is not going to have. It's not going to have anything that's racist, sexist, or anti-gay. And if January 6th
man.
was your day, that's a no-go. Is that correct, my man?
No, sir. We are very inclusive over at the Browns Draft Guide. Include everybody.
Do not have my unborn child on because he is.
He's a
He's already.
He mixes it up.
Boy. Yeah.
All right.
Talk
well,
about.
we should. Oh, yeah, Roger. Come on. Sorry.
No. I just wanted to ask him about when he got involved with Zach and with all of that
with offsides.
Yeah. Like how'd that come to fruition? Yeah.
So basically, a couple of the guys were just looking for a way to get everybody, to include everybody in the community. Like, to bring everybody together. Instead of having all of these individual shows, we could all work together to all build our brands, to all build our shows. Like, it's the way Zach describes it is if one of us eats, everybody eats. Like, it's a way to try to bring the community together, if that makes sense.
Okay. Because we're not a traditional podcast, you know, like we're something different. And
Yeah.
I was glad that somebody, you know, I mean, because we're satire, we're you know, like Saturday Night Live meets Howard Stern on meth, you know, and we drink beer while we do it. And it's different. And I'm glad that somebody, you know, that we you know, we're recognized at least by you guys, you know.
We get shunned.
We've
been shunned
everybody.
before.
No, and there's a place on Brown's Twitter for everybody. Everybody's got their little niche, you know?
Well, we definitely appreciate that because, like
Yeah,
I said,
definitely, man.
the
Definitely.
traditionalists have scoffed at us, but we keep coming back. So
Nah, man, we don't scoff at anybody. Everybody's welcome over at Offside Sports.
nice.
Everybody gets one, though. You mess up one time, you got to answer the
Oh.
Exactly. Everybody gets one.
Breaking thumbs here, breaking thumbs.
Not me. It's Big Zach. It's Big Zach.
Is
I'm just here to talk ball, like I said, man.
here it goes. That's good volume right there.
So, you guys seen those videos from minicamp and whatnot?
Yeah.
What do you like
Yes.
best? What do you like, Wesley, about what's going on in Barrio right now from what you're seeing from those videos?
So, one thing that I really loved that I've seen a couple clips of is us in the pistol. I think that's going to open up a lot of what we do on offense. It's going to give us the ability to play both of our backs in non-traditional sets, but also similar to what we've done before. Like, it's gonna be the perfect marriage of what Watson does when Watson comes back in the shotgun, because we all know he's most comfortable in the gun. He's played there most of his career, and then it's gonna give us the ability to marry that wide zone scheme with like a lot of our play action game. So imagine a lot of the stuff we would do from the I formation with the fullback. Instead of running it with the fullback, you've got Kareem Hunt offset and then Nick Chubb deep. It opens up, it gives you a million more possibilities of what you can do just off of the personnel group that you're able to play.
Well, I've noticed, one thing about the Baker 4 years, and even when he was doing good, I felt like the Kansas City playoff game, when we got the ball with 7 minutes to go, when we had 2 possessions. Now, it's the reason why everybody's so excited about Deshaun Watson is because is it because of the expanded playbook, because of his potential, his ability, or is it because of the expanded amount of plays that just because it's harder for other defenses than like on a third down to stop you because they don't know what you're running or a combination of both?
I think the thing about Watson is he's I'm trying to figure out how to word this. He does his best work out of structure. So like when the play breaks down and you think there's nothing, he's able to break a tackle or two, get outside of the pocket, let his receiver find that hole in the zone coverage, sit down, and hit a 20-yard gain when a less athletic quarterback would probably get sacked or even turn the ball over, pump faking with a defensive lineman in their face when they should be throwing a screen.
Has Kevin Stefanski ever run an offense that kind of leans in that direction?
I haven't, not that I remember. He's
Just
had
wondering if
Cousins.
That's what I wanted to ask. We saw. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Andy. All I can hear is static. Is Wesley?
Hold on.
No, he's good.
I was getting a lot of static. I didn't hear you talking, Andy.
Oh, I'm good.
It just seems like he's, Kevin Stefanski's all about obviously marrying the run, the pass, but he's very structured. Like he wants the play to go as he designs it. So it's interesting that, I think you're right with Sean Watson. It's such a shame because it seems like, I know everyone loves talking about Odell Beckham, but if he had a guy that can like improvise and open things up, that would be where Odell would really shine. And but anyway, we have a lot of guys though that are going to be able to do well in that. So hopefully he will be back soon. We're all assuming that he's going to be suspended. How long do you think he's going to be suspended for? I know it's a question everyone's talking about. Let's hear what Wesley thinks.
I think
put you on the spot.
You're 100% right saying that Stefanski likes things done in structure, like the structure of the offense. But at the same time, we haven't seen what with that elite quarterback. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you. Coming in great.
Yep, you're good. We got you.
It must be that heat. The heat's getting to the
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, I got you.
Way better.
Yes.
Way better.
Okay. So, you're 100% right. Stefanski does like things done in the structure of his offense. He does have a set way of thing, like the way that he likes things done. But at the same time, we haven't seen, like he's had Kirk Cousins and Baker Mayfield up to this point. We haven't seen what he's got put in the bag. Like there's different parts of the playbook that he can't get into because his quarterback's limited in this, that, or the third. And then if you look at what he did in year one, a lot of our best stuff came with Baker Mayfield being on the move and getting out of the pocket. So I think that is going to be something we incorporate a lot more. I think, well, last year teams played very wide edges against us, which is what kept Baker in the pocket. And then when he got hurt, it made it that much harder for you to get outside of the pocket. They were basically saying, you have to beat us from the pocket. Watson has that ability to pick you apart, to sit back in the pocket, throw it 40 times a game. Teams are not going to be able to do that to him. They're going to have to try and get after him, and then that is going to allow him to get out of the pocket and make plays, in my opinion.
See, that's exactly, you probably can't, but that's what I wrote down. We seen Stefanski with Cousins and Stephon Diggs, wanted out. Look at him excel in Buffalo. And then he comes here. But Mayfield, you look at his rookie year, and he was a gunslinger. He was just out there throwing. We had Perryman making him look like an all-pro, and he was just a gunslinger. And it looked like Stefanski was trying to coach that out of Mayfield to fit into the mold of basically become Kirk Cousins, either junior or senior. You know what I mean? Where with the quarterback with the skill set, you just covered it all. But that's exactly what does Stefanski. Will he be able to adapt, or is he the kind of coach to make everybody fit into his? This is what we're going to do instead of expand it and just let Watson. But watching some of the clips I've seen and doing the pistol, and you know what I mean. It looks like he's going to incorporate the things that Deshaun Watson can do. That makes him an elite quarterback. And that's my only. Yeah.
To your point there, it was very exciting reading about the process when we did get Deshaun Watson, that the meeting with him, where Stefanski and Watson sat at the table watching all of his plays, and they were just going back and forth. I do believe Stefanski's going to tailor the offense to fit his guys more than he's going to try and turn his guys into what he thinks we should do. But we'll find out eventually. It's going to be probably going to be a little while.
Which kind of brings up, I'm ready to roll with Jacoby Brissett, and I said that the last couple of days. And if I rolled with the quarterbacks that came through here and the Whedons and all the if I was ready to roll with Kaiser, I'm going to roll with Brissett. You know what I mean? Does this team have enough talent? I don't think they're going to ask him to win any football games, but all he needs to do is not lose them. Is kind of where I'm at with the talent on the defense and the talent on the offense. Just don't lose them. Like in Green Bay last year, all Baker had to do was not lose that fucking game. You know what I mean? He had 52 guys out there trying to help him win that game. And I think Brissett, his best year was 2018, I think, in Indianapolis I think we have enough talent on this team to where he can get us through to whenever Deshaun Watson can play.
Is anyone more mad about anything than Roger is about that Green Bay game?
No, and I mean, even it's a Christmas Day game, and he's dropping F-bombs.
Green Bay game
got ruined too. I'm pretty upset about that still.
Green Bay game, that was it. That's when out the fucking door.
Grinch, man. Turned me into the Grinch. I was mad on Christmas.
I was ready for money, Mitch Trubisky, Jameis Winston, fucking
I was praying
the redhead, the hillbilly from Cincinnati. I didn't care.
My guy.
Right. But Andy Dalton. Give me Andy Dalton. I didn't give a shit.
All right. Let's move on to Dawg Chug. It's a great game, Leslie, that we play where I'm going to make a statement. It's not a question for us, statement. And if you agree with my statement, you are going to chug. Chug anything. You just
I
chug.
got me a Mountain Dew.
And you're going to explain why.
There you go, Gatorade.
Oh, there you go. If you're tepid, you sip, and if you strongly disagree, you're going to spit and explain why. So, the first statement. Whoa, I almost flipped up.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see here. Where are they? All right. Today, the Steelers signed Minkah Fitzpatrick to a 4-year extension, making him the highest paid safety in the NFL. This is the first example that under Omar Khan as general manager, the Pittsburgh Steelers' way is changing. Roger, let's start with you.
Okay. You really should have had somebody that knows what they're talking about because I kind of copy.
That's why I love throwing you.
I don't know, man. Pittsburgh's been doing the same thing since I had the beer cans in my beer can collection from those 1977 Super Bowl team. You know what I mean? They've been doing the same fucking thing year in and year out. And that's why no matter how bad you think Pittsburgh's going to be, they always end up 8-8 at worst. At fucking worst. So are they changing the way they're doing it? I don't know. I think maybe they're staying with the time. I'm going to sip on it, Andy, of course. I think they're just,
Shocker.
I'm always in the middle. Hey, anything I say is grounded in absolutely zero facts. Just so you know, Wesley.
I don't know what we're talking about on the Dawg Chug. I am.
Yeah, I'm sipping. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
Let's go to you.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
I'm gonna sip on that one too because they always pay. If you look back, they've always paid their premium players. T.J. Watt got his contract. Cam Hayward's been there forever. Like, if you do well, they keep those guys around. But at the same time, it is not like them to make somebody the highest paid player at their position. So I really want to see the details on the contract. I want to see if it's a 2-year deal where they backloaded the shit out of it and they're going to just extend them in 2 years like we do with our contract. So I really want to see the details on the contract, but I could see how the Steeler way might be changing a little bit.
All right.
I know we can't catch Nick Chubb.
That's right.
Facts.
I'm also I can't say it better than Wesley said. I agree with what Roger said, but I'm still trying to figure out what he said. So I am gonna sip. And I also got a special announcement. I got a special question at the end of this whole shit. A special one. And I talked to Andy about this earlier. So I'm looking for a little
taking my picture down, Ed.
All right. Look. I know the cap's going way up, and teams have like a lot more money to spend, and we're evaluating this guy basically on one move. But any chance I get to say the Steelers are going down road, I am taking. So I'm going to chug on this one. They paid him stupid money; they're going to regret it. I'm chugging.
Yeah. All right. Whoever writes these, probably Andy likes to spit more. He's either spitting or chugging. I don't think I've ever seen him sip.
I told you I don't like sipping. Sipping is like the weak answer.
He actually has an opinion. He actually has an opinion.
All right, let's go on to question number 2.
Statement.
Okay, if Baker Mayfield does end up at some point going to the Carolina Panthers and is ready to go week 1, the majority of Browns fans on Twitter, more than the other way around, will actually end up being happy if they beat us. I'm going to start the foot off, and I'm going to say, absolutely, we are so in need of therapy for the majority of Browns Twitter that there are so many people that are going to be celebrating, doing dances. I was right. It's going to be disgusting. I'm not going to log in that week if that happens, just to let you know. We're not doing Dawg Chug that week. So I am chugging on that one. I got to pour my beer, though. Wesley?
No, you said it all, man. You said it. You took the words right out of my mouth. I'm right with you. Cheers.
That's the best answer we've ever
I'm chugging because it's a fucking asylum. Brown's Twitter is an insane asylum, and nobody's in charge. I'm chugging.
You guys are wild.
Ed.
I'm actually, watch this. I'm spitting on that shit. Here's why. I
Oh.
believe a lot of these cucks on Brown's Twitter, and they are that. They don't represent a majority of the Cleveland Browns fans because we get all worked up and polarized about 10% this way, 10% that way. A lot of Browns fans, they ain't wasting their lives like we are. So I think when the game starts, that orange and brown, they're going to want to win that football game. And like you said, more than not. So even if it's 51%, which I think there's a lot of cuckish action going along with that whole Baker Bro stuff. So, but I do think there's going to be one more person in Cleveland that wishes the Cleveland Browns win that football game, and that's why I spit.
Let me raise the question. I just want to ask you one more time. What if it's the majority of our timeline and the majority of the people that call sports talk radio?
Now, if you would have worded and phrased it that way, hey, guess what? I'm chugging with you guys.
All right. Fair enough. Okay. Question number 3.
Statement number 3.
Yeah. Shit. Blew it. Statement
You
number
got to
3.
chug every time you do it. We should make that part of it.
Yeah. I think
I did not
go ahead.
do a good job scoring here.
It's only been 10 months.
Max the Buffalo, Wesley's favorite, continues saying that the defensive tackle is going to be the Achilles heel of this team. So at the end of the season, when Browns fans tell the story about what went wrong of the 2022 season or what position was the weakest, they will say it was defensive tackle. Wesley, we'll start with you.
Cheers, my boys. Chugging.
Chug it.
He's going to be loaded with electrolytes.
You are going to be
Yes,
you're going to be the most hydrated man in Cleveland.
Wesley's got electrolytes.
Actually, Wesley, sorry, I forgot to ask. I don't want to interrupt you, but where are you from? Do you live locally, or are you out of?
Yes, no, I'm in the Akron Canton area.
Oh, nice.
Are you? All right.
Yeah, I'm pretty close to you. I'm right by Norton Road, up in Stowe.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, awesome. Man, I'm through there all the time. Stowe Road and Norton Road. I drive through there to go to the shop all the time. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. 330.
I love that shit.
I think that speaks to how deep our roster is. I don't think the defensive tackles are going to be terrible. They're going to be serviceable, yes. But, we do play Baltimore. Pittsburgh does have Najee Harris. Najee did have 181 yards against us last season, probably about 125 of which was in between the guards. So, yes, that is a formula to beat this team. But at the same time, when we have Deshaun Watson, you're going to have to be able to score 30 points doing that. And if you look at our defense in the back half of last season, after the Arizona Cardinals game, there was only one game that year when we gave up more than 26 points in those final 11 games, and that was when we got outclassed by Bill Belichick. So, do I think that our offense is going to be able to score more than 26 points, especially if teams are running the ball on us? Yes, I do.
Yes.
So, yes, that is going to be the weakness of this team, but that just speaks to how loaded this roster is. We're talking about a third-round pick and a former top 30 pick starting on this defensive line that is going to be the weakness of the team. So,
all right.
I'll take that on.
Ed.
I'm going to also chug too because, just like he was saying, the roster is so loaded that I look at it this way. Maybe the defensive line, you could say, is the weakest part of the team. But the team is so strong and I think with the guys that they brought in, with Winovich and Taven Bryan, and then you got Perion Winfrey that you drafted, and Alex Wright, and then you signed David Clowney. You always got Myles Garrett. I don't think this defensive line, defensive tackle. I know it's defensive tackle per se is what the question was, but I look at it as the line unit as a whole and think I'm not too scared. I really like this team and what they're going to do. So I got to chug with my man over there.
All right, Roger.
All right. You know what, man? Rephrase it, read it again so I know exactly.
Basically, at the end of the season, what position will Browns fans think was the weakest of the team? What will the story be at the end? Which team failed?
I got you. would it be defensive
position.
tackle? And you know what? I'm going to just I'd have to say I'm going to chug on
Wow, you're
defensive
not
tackle.
sipping?
Oh,
This is wild. Everyone, you just saw a Dawg Chug first.
What, you guys don't agree?
He always sips.
He always sips. Yeah. He
you know,
actually
and
made his
the
decision.
whole reason is because of what I've been reading and what I understand, and actually in the Outcast chat, Mac and Wesley and guys were talking about the defensive tackle position. And what I learned from that is that what the Browns really like to do, they really only keep one true DT on the field for most of the downs. Where they're sliding Clowney over and they're bringing in Winovich, or they're bringing in the rookie if he progresses. You know, from what I understand, they want speed on the defensive front. They want to keep switching it up, and where you're really only going to need one. What's the guy from Jacksonville that we got? They said
Kevin Bryant.
They were playing him out of Brian, right? They were playing him out of position.
It's not that they were playing him out of position. It was more that their system didn't fit what he did well.
Okay.
They asked him to stack blocks, read and react, when in all reality, he's supposed to just fly upfield and destroy that D gap and knock guys off and cause havoc.
I think what it depends on two things, and that's Delpit and Koromoa. And right now, if you get those two playing at a very good to elite level, then you have elite talent at every level of the defense. And when it comes down to, if we do end up losing, say, the AFC Championship or the whatever divisional round, and defensive tackle would be the position, because we're loaded with talent. Cornerbacks just nuts. Jacob Phillips, I think, at linebacker by the end of the season, he's going to be him and Koromoa. I just think our defense is loaded, and I think the hinge and the success. I think the Cleveland Browns, when we thought Baker was going to be here and they thought he was going to be here, they thought they'd build a top 5 to top 3 defense and be able to just run the ball with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, and maybe Baker can get us through 2022. And they were building an elite defense even before they got Deshaun Watson. Now you're going to put an elite defense out there and an offense to score more than 30. If we got a defense that keep teams under 20, then we should go 17-0. With Watson playing quarterback.
I got one last.
With the talent we have on the roster. So
defensive
Roger
tackles
swinging
don't
tonight.
matter
Roger.
when you've got 13 seconds left in the game and you got to stop the quarterback from
Right.
field goal range.
right. Good luck.
All right. You guys all chugged, which is great. I'm probably wrong here, but at the end of the day, the only way we are going to end this season complaining about the defensive tackle is if we get to the Super Bowl, because the story is always our quarterback didn't let us down. We had the suspension went too long, and that's why the season didn't work. The wide receivers didn't work out. The tight ends got injured. The running backs, whatever. It's never our defensive tackles let us down. The only teams that blame defensive tackles are the teams that make the Super Bowl. So I am spitting.
You just like to spit.
Good, you got to spit.
This was the first time I spat today, so whatever.
Well, you had to do it at
All
least
right.
once.
I got one more for you.
One more statement.
We're going to start with you. Wesley, I hope you're a fan of our local baseball team, the Guardians. I think we asked this question about 5 weeks ago, so I think it's important to check in again. We've been playing well. Guardians will make the playoffs this season. Ed.
You know what? I say this every year, and they probably always let me down, but I can't help it. I love the Cleveland baseball team. Now it's the DNs, the Guardians, call them what you want, but I'm chugging World Series or bust.
Ross jumped in. Do you have something to add, Ross, or do you just want to go?
Oh, I'm chugging on it. I mean, doesn't more than half the league make the playoffs? So this is a pretty easy one. And I also want to chug.
He wants to chug.
Look at that chug. That's textbook form. Good job, Ross. Roger. He's chugging. And this guy knows baseball.
He knows his baseball.
I said they were going to win not more than 90 games. I think they're going to be buyers at the trade deadline. We're 2.5 out, and right now we're back. We're up 6-4 at Colorado. I think there's an important series coming up on the West Coast Strip. We're going to be in LA. We got some. I think they're going to be buyers at the deadline. They're going to strengthen the bullpen, and I think the Guardians are going to make the playoffs this year.
Yeah. All right.
Jose Ramirez is the GOAT. Here we go.
All right.
Cheers to that.
Leslie, why are you chugging?
Jose Ramirez. He's the GOAT.
The GOAT.
Yes.
I just
Ramirez,
wanna
man,
add-
he's incredible. Ramirez is incredible.
He is. It's a pleasure to watch him every game. Last time I
Look at
spit
that pour,
question-
Roger.
Pardon?
Look at that pour you made. Your
Roger's
beer is
pour
like
is-
foam.
Can we? See here.
Look at that
Yeah,
foam.
there you go. Roger's pour is not the best. Anyway,
What did I do?
You have a lot
Oh.
of head. Roger, you
Beer.
have a lot of head.
Yeah, that's the end of it.
okay. Oh, this does it better with this. Okay, so I just want to. Last time I spit on this question, I am going to change my answer. We have so many question marks on this team. We have so many young guys, but literally everyone we needed to step in and become an every day kind of player has been just doing amazing. We are so far ahead of schedule that I expected to be, and I do think it's sustainable. Wild card for sure, but this team could contend for the division, which would be amazing. I'm having so much fun watching these guys every day. It's great. So I'm chugging.
I'm changing my answer too because they're young. They're going to hit a wall like the Cavs, and by the end of August, these guys have never played that far into a baseball season in their life, and we might go to that one game playoff thing and then lose that, and then
Well, that's the
we have like probably 3 to 4 or 5 years of great baseball coming in the future, just like basketball with the Cavaliers.
future is so strong.
The future in Cleveland sports is
You
ridiculous.
said you changed your answer except to F. Did you get to sipping?
I'm going to sip.
Nah, I knew it. All right. Well,
Hey, before you got to do this.
Andy, I have one more question, but I got break-ed news right now. Torrey, one of the offsides guys, got his power back on, but also Little Caesars is now the official pizza of the National Football League, and Ed in Columbus is so big that the NFL wanted me to get on the Dawg Chug tonight and tell everybody that get your Little Caesars when you're eating or watching the NFL games this fall. But my last question in Sip, Spit, Chug.
Did you just do a fake
Statement.
commercial where you promoted a pizza chain?
Yeah.
I believe I was promoting myself.
I don't know if you're a Spit Sip Chug writer. I don't know if you're on the.
All right.
It's a
Sorry,
wholesome
Ed,
now.
for breaking your flow there. Continue.
Okay, so the question is, would you, given the choice or the opportunity to get a Ed in Columbus down with the Browns shirt, or you have to wear a Mac the Buffalo down with the Browns shirt, would you be sipping, spitting, or chugging on the fact that you have to wear Macs over Eds?
Hey man,
You are
I'm here
right.
to support. I'm here to support everybody. I love my guy Ed, but
Yes.
at the same time, I love Ed. I love Manny. I love KFC. I love Mac. I love all you guys. I'm not here. I can't pick sides, man. I can't pick.
But I'm on. See, we're off sides together right now. Right now.
Oh,
Mac
it's okay.
is not
We
off
can wait.
sides.
There's room. We'll
Yeah.
wait.
Listen, let me help Wesley out here. You have to pick Mac because you can't wear your own shirt. You said you didn't want your show to be racist, and unfortunately, Ed's shirt is racist.
It does have Christopher Columbus on
It
it.
does have. It is a little.
Oh my god, you guys are funny.
Well, shit, we gotta kick that off.
I thought that was Benjamin Franklin or Paul Revere.
It's
I'm
not.
lying.
Yeah. I'm from Franklin County. It's in Franklin. That did not hold a lot of water. That made about as much sense as when Deshaun Watson tries to defend going to all these.
Andy, do I ever make sense really? I mean,
No, not really. No, but you're consistently funny. That's why I appreciate it. That's why I love you.
good pizza by the way. Get your Little Caesars.
Hey, speaking of
Cheaper
endorsements,
than a gallon of gas.
before I drink any more beer, we should probably do the ad that we got a sponsor. But, you know.
Who do you have an ad?
We have an ad. I got an ad read. We got a sponsor.
All right. Before you do an ad read, I want to ask Ed a question.
If I drink any more beer, I won't be able to get through it.
I just went to the grocery store to pick up a few things, and it was like $300. And every time I order food, it's more expensive. Is Little Caesars still $5?
No,
It is not.
It's not.
What is it? How much does it cost now?
I think it's like $6.
It's like $6.99. But they got my kids like the pepperoni one. See,
so you can now get a Patreon membership to the Barking Browns for less than
a Little Caesars pizza.
That's a good deal.
Wait,
That's
should
a
I
good
fill my
lead-in
car
with
up?
the ad.
They need to make pizza-powered cars because it's about to be cheaper than using gas.
All right. Why don't we let Roger do his little ad read here? This sounds
Yeah,
fun.
I didn't see it on the doc, but I want to, like I said, if I drink any more beer, I ain't going to be able to do it.
All right.
Oh.
Roger, you said you have.
Well, what it is you remember when Ed sponsored the Dawg Chug? He sponsored an episode. He never really left, and well, right now he's still hanging around. So right now, this is what we got. It's a new product, and it's from 17 good people that live over in Ed's head, at what's now become the giant Ed and Columbus brand. And this is a new product that's coming out that we're going to rep right here. And it's, all right, here we go. It's Red Zone Ed Scented Deodorant. Are there times you find yourself smelling like a hobo on an off-ramp after work? You find yourself stopping and taking a Pittsburgh shower in a gas station sink before you hit the next bar? Is your deodorant letting you down? Well, those days are over. Smell like a winner, smell like Ed with Red Zone Ed Scented Deodorant. That's right. Red Zone Ed and Columbus Scented Deodorant. It's loaded with all the chemicals that help you stay fresh and keep you dry. Aluminum chlorohydrate. It's loaded with the best parabens, propylene glycol, triclosan. We have the best chemicals. It's all in there. Red Zone Ed Scented Deodorant. Smell like a man, smell like a winner, smell like Ed. Red Zone Ed. It helps Ed bounce fresh and clean from one Twitter space to the next. Starring on 3 podcasts can make you work up a sweat in a hurry, but no problem for Ed. He just hip hops from the Barking Browns to Down with the Browns to the Dawg Chug. He's feeling fresh, smelling like a winner, smelling like Ed. Red Zone Ed Scented Deodorant. Say goodbye to those yellow pit stains on your favorite Ed and Columbus Down with the Browns t-shirt. Stop sweating it. Smell like a winner. Smell like Ed. Red Zone Ed and Columbus Scented Deodorant. Body spray, 8-in-1 body wash, and talcum powder. Feel fresh, feel Ed fresh from head to toe and everywhere in between. Hey now, Red Zone Ed Scented Deodorant. Love you some Ed. Order online now. Use promo code the Year of Ed.
It's huge.
Huge, Roger. That was huge. Huge.
Where are they selling that in Columbus?
We spend most of the week, Wesley, making up things to make fun of Ed during the show. So I spend most of my week.
I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it.
Red, what was the deodorant called? Red
Zone Ed.
Red Zone Ed. Yeah.
Does it have
it's Ed Scented Deodorant. It smells just like Ed.
Does it have cocaine on the roller where it gets you amped up like Ed is?
It has a little bit of Mountain Dew formula from all the ingredients Roger was reading and butchering.
It's got the aluminum chloride in it, Andy. That's all you need to know.
That's all you need to know.
Okay. All right. Let's get to our a little special note. This is going to be fun. Let's see if I can figure out how to do this.
What?
Okay. Here we go. Okay. So back when we were doing the Dawg Chug last season, we were going to bring a special guest to the final game of the season, Cincinnati Bengals. Because of COVID, that didn't end up happening. So Roger and I have decided that we're going to push it off to the first game this year. We're going to bring one of our lucky guests that attended the show. Ed and Ross, you both are in this running where basically you have a 1 in 13 chance of getting to come with us to the first game. There's 13 weeks left to the first game. So every week we're going to eliminate one of the 13 people that can come join me and Roger to go watch us play the New York Jets.
New York Jets.
What I'm going to do here is, Wesley, I'm going to need you. We hit this delete button. It's going to scroll through all of our first guests. And Wesley, whenever you tell me stop, I'm going to stop, and that person is eliminated. They do not win.
This is like Squid Game.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Tell me when we're going to start, but I get it. Okay.
I'm starting. So Wesley, you tell us.
Stop.
Tell me when to stop.
All right.
And
I'm not going to.
No, he said stop, and it was Papa Mick, and you kept going.
Hey,
look,
no,
that was right on.
You need better internet.
I said
It wouldn't be as
stop, but I didn't look.
Damn, man. I'm sorry.
You know what? I'm gonna make a clip. I'm gonna make a clip out of this. When you said stop, it was on Papa Mick. I swear.
Well, Ed, I won't be at the first game anyway, so you could have my ticket.
Oh my God.
Well,
Wesley. It's like Julius Caesar et tu Brute. Et tu Brute.
We would be in court with people accusing us of fraud.
Roger, help me out. Should we try one more time? But
no, it's fine. It's fine. I don't want there to be any more controversy. I'm trying to be. It says Ed. We'll just leave it there.
All right.
Because I am a little drunk, so when he says stop, it's going to take like my brain a second to register.
No, that's part of the dog chug. That's the way it works.
Right. This is how it works around here. This is how it works.
And the later in the show we do it, the more alcohol we consume, it takes longer to hit the button.
Yeah. I mean, it's fair.
Can you read the alphabet?
So, here's the Jacob, Jess, Mick from Australia, Crutch, Ross, Colin, Kelly, Nick Carnes, Dan, who only made half the show, but he's still Papa Mick, who would be the best because him and Roger.
Hey, if Papa Mick's up and around, he can have my fucking seat. Because he's just kicking his ass right now.
Yeah.
So,
prayers to Papa Mick. We got you. We love you, dog.
Right.
Noodle and our favorite, always positive Jay, you are all still in the running. Next week we'll eliminate another person until we're down to one, and that person gets to either come with us to the game, or we'll auction off the ticket, and whatever we earn, you get.
It's probably going to end up being Mick in Australia.
So that's fine.
You were the first person eliminated. So
it'll be Mick in Australia, and then we'll auction it.
All right. So our final bit tonight, thank God, is basically this is we started at 22 cases against Deshaun Watson, and then it went to 23, and then it went to 24. And now there's rumors that it's going to go to 26. And what does that mean? Does it mean his suspension is going to get longer? Is that put him in a worse situation? We don't know, but we had our crack producer Ross do some analysis to kind of help us understand how things change as we go from 22 to 24 to potentially 26. So Ross, I'm going to turn it over to you. Help us understand this. Help our audience.
Yeah. So for the most part, I just wanted to do a whole thing on whether it's better that he has this purely legal. Let's remember that this is I'm not a lawyer, but I've done a lot of research. I want to know why 22 lawsuits versus 26 lawsuits. What's better for Deshaun Watson and the Browns? Because you know what, they're still reviewing the suspension. I guarantee they haven't made a decision, because if they made a decision 2 weeks ago, they would have told us by now. So the Dawg Chug, that's what we're here for. You've seen us break down the draft. You've seen us break down game film. You've seen us break down training camp film, for Christ's sake. So it's our time to, put on our put our degrees to work. Maybe not our law degrees, but whatever degrees we do have in this podcast. I know, Ed went to Ohio State, if you guys didn't know that. Nobody in the world knows that Andy went to Ohio University. I don't think anybody knows
Never
that.
heard of it.
And then I'm on the very far south side of Ohio at Cincinnati. And Roger, he was just stumbling around the city of Cleveland trying to find a college, but he never really did.
I was in a couple good county jails during that time.
There's some kind of degree for that. But anyways,
locked up somewhere.
Yeah, first degree. It's called first degree. That's what he got. First degree.
Never. Felony 5s, they can only give you a year, Ed. Felony 5, that's the way to go.
Hey, it's not about the grades you make, it's about the hands you shake, right?
Hey, I'm down. Exactly. I'm down to the last beer in the cooler, Andy. Look what it is. It's the
Wow.
unofficial beer of Dawg Chug.
So we're gonna do the great debate. Is it better to have 22 lawsuits against you or 26? Or sorry, civil suits. Is that the right term?
Yes, that would be the.
We have to use the right legal terminology around here, else Brown's Twitter will have 20 comments in my threads. So 22. So why is the number 22 better or worse? Well, first off, Roger is 22 years older than me. So I don't know if you take that as a good or bad thing, but it's an important fact.
It is important.
And I don't know what you think about this, but it's been 22 seasons since 1999 when the Browns came back. Only been amazing things have happened since 1999. Just so many good things. Of course, there's that overplayed song 22 by Taylor Swift. Ed, can you guys remind us what that song is?
I will. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. It'll feel all right.
Well, I guess that's all you got to know about 22. I think it might not be the best number of civil suits to have. Alabama was the 22nd state in the United States of America.
Bama.
Why is that a good thing?
Is it? I don't know.
I don't know.
It doesn't seem like the best thing in the world.
Leslie right now is like, what the fuck am I doing with my life that I'm on this?
I heard there's a kid named Baker in Alabama.
Yes, there is.
Whoa! Shout out to the Pringles.
Titanium is number 22 on the periodic table, so if you like that element, 22 is for you. And last but not least, there were 3 quarterbacks the Browns drafted at number 22. Does anyone on the Dawg Chug know who those 3 quarterbacks were?
I don't want to say their names.
I know who they were.
I know who they were.
What'd you say?
The Browns drafted 3 quarterbacks at number 22. Do you think that worked out really well for us? It's Brandon Weeden, Brady Quinn, and Johnny Manziel.
All at 22, man.
So that's all you got to know about number 22. What do you guys overall think about that? Are you feeling good about 22, or do you think you need to make sure that these lawsuits keep going?
I'm more worried about who wrote this bit and why it's playing out. That's what I'm more worried about.
To answer Ross' question, I would not want to be at 22 lawsuits. It's not a good number for this city. No, not at all.
I don't know anymore. What are we doing here?
So help us understand what happens. What about number 26, Ross? What do you think of that?
Yeah.
Well, 26, I mean, there's a little more promise there. I mean, Michigan was the 26th state in our country's history.
Terrible state. Fuck Michigan.
Oh. Well, things do get better in our country's history. The 26th Amendment allowed anyone over 18 to vote. You know, the last election went really well, right, Ed?
That don't help.
Hey,
You should be over 40 before you come.
cheap shot there. Cheap shot. Huge.
Hey, the Browns finally made a good pick at number 26. We got Greg Newsome at 26 overall.
Nice. Okay, that sounds good.
Okay.
And then the number 26 is only mentioned once in the Bible. I might say that's a good thing because Browns fans pray a lot, and praying hasn't worked out for us. So fuck being religious. We don't need Jesus.
Wow. I hope we don't have any religious audience.
We just
Probably
lost all the
All of a
evangelicals.
sudden, Ross goes, yeah.
Oh crap! Here's one. March 26th is Ed's birthday,
That's good.
and apparently, people born
Yeah,
on the
26.
26th of the month are said to be organized, reliable, and ambitious.
Hey Ross,
This is per the
you know
internet.
something? There's
Yeah.
26 letters in the alphabet. I got 2 for you. F you.
I just. Oh, did you not? So here's a good sign of Ed not listening. Right after I said it was his birthday, I said people born on the 26th are said to be organized, reliable, and ambitious.
I didn't
And then
listen to
he
you.
said F you right after I said that.
I didn't listen to you.
Ed pretty much just said he is not ambitious,
I didn't
he's
listen
not
to
reliable,
you.
and he's not organized.
I came up with the joke in my head real quick, and I didn't want to listen.
Yeah,
I didn't care. I was
okay.
going to say it anyways.
So Ed can't take a compliment very well. 26 is the best age to get married, according to Roger. Seems
Makes
like a good
sense.
place to be.
That was something I found. I read it on Google.
Okay.
I read it on the Google machine.
And last but not least, Deshaun Watson's 26 years old It's too much of a coincidence that he has 22 lawsuits coming his way.
Ooh.
It's a total conspiracy. Get your tinfoil hats out. This is getting ridiculous.
Wow.
All right. So that clears it up. I think 26 is where you want to be.
Yeah, I would say so. My birthday's the 26th, and what am I, Ross? What were the adjectives that you described for ambitious, this, that, or the other?
Organized, reliable.
So 26 is where you want to be. Yeah.
I believe when there's 2 or 3, when there's 26, I'm like, okay, something's not right.
Well, this show has continuously been really stupid, but I think we just peaked, guys. Good job.
Wesley, you're not going to kick us off the network,
Great job, Ross.
No.
We were
Nothing
outside.
like
Poor Wesley. He's like, oh my God, when are these guys going to let me go?
I'm enjoying my time.
He's like, I want to.
Oh, no.
Like, I got film to. Like, I got
Wesley's
film to break down of undrafted free agents that might be available in week 4. Get me
I'm
out of
actually
here.
looking at mid-round tackles right now.
You sound
Blake
more of a
Freeman
hostage
from
victim
BYU is going to be a stud.
Wesley sounds like more of a hostage victim than when Kevin Stefanski took a picture with Deshaun Watson. Anyway, all right. Well, excellently done, Ross. That really clears everything up for me, anyway. Yeah, that was good. That was good stuff.
Yep. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for your service, Ross.
Thank you.
I volunteer as tribute for the segment.
Here's Ross at 6:45 tonight. I haven't done shit this week. Is there anything I need to do? And he's like, hey, how about this? And Ross is like, all right, I'm on it. And there we go. That's the bit.
All I know is he better hope it doesn't get to 28 accusers, because Brandon Whedon was 28 years old.
You had to do it.
Yes.
If it gets to 28 accusers, Deshaun Watson's going to jail.
I put a pin in that joke, but he brought it back.
He was not going to not say that joke. Behind the curtain, everyone, he was saying that joke. He was parading it in front of us and championing it.
I was so proud of that one.
Hey,
I
think 26 is the perfect number because Brandon Whedon was still in low A ball for the Yankees organization.
Oh.
So 26 is perfect.
No, I think
Wesley,
that was his
I have to ask you a
first year
question.
with Oklahoma State.
The Browns have made their fair share of horrible mistakes, but what was your feeling when they drafted a 28-year-old Brandon Whedon? Like, what was your thoughts going through your mind? I know you have some. How'd that go?
He's speechless.
Who you ask that?
My good friend Crutch, he literally wanted to start firing machine gun bullets at the whoever was running the front office at that time. He was not happy. Anyway, all right. Well, I think we're out of content. Does anyone have anything else they want to say, or?
I just want to say I'm happy to join Wesley. I'm happy to join Zach. We're on the Offside Sports Network, going to be bringing it, and I'm going to be bringing it. You guys will be bringing it, and I'm sorry, Ross, for saying F you, and I'm sorry for not listening to your bit.
All I have to say is Offside Sports wants you. Offside Sports wants all of you. If you got an idea for a podcast or a show you want to do, hit us up in the DMs, and we'll work it out.
All right.
Nice. And hopefully it'll be better than
Yeah. What? Huh? Yeah.
I said hopefully it'll be better than this one, which I'm sure it will be.
Appreciate you guys having me on tonight.
Oh, man, Wesley, we love you.
Hey, take us out with the director's cut.
Yeah, so I didn't get a chance to do that, but we're gonna save that for next. Everyone, got to hear your prank phone call last week. Thought there should be a gap, so we're gonna play that next week. It's gonna be phenomenal. You're gonna hear the director's cut of Rogers. Which, by the way, I did message you about that, and I said that when you first got on, but I'm sure there's a lot of confusion The Dawg Chug.
I didn't hear you when we first got on. I didn't know. That's what I was like. Hey, you sure you want to do that? And you're like, oh, definitely, we're going to do it. I was like, all right, I got to find them. So I'm searching around for the link.
Whatever. Hey, here's the good news, which Ross will be happy to hear. We actually on YouTube we're branded as the Dawg Chug now. So if you search for Dawg Chug on YouTube, you'll find our page and you can watch all the
Perfect.
Andy,
then,
also next Friday, something special. I don't know if you want to announce it or do anything, but we got something brewing on Friday, the 24th.
Next Friday.
Next Friday.
What date is that?
24th.
24th?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Next Friday, the 24th, we're gonna have a little collaboration with do we tell? We hold.
Are we going to be on? Are we going to be on next Wednesday? Or are we just going to do the collaborate? We just going to do Friday?
Collabo.
We just do Friday.
Let's just do Friday. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure it sucks. We don't want to take people down twice.
Right. We don't want people not to watch us Wednesday and Friday.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
Go Browns.
Go Browns.
Go Browns.
It was such a good show early on. Leslie, thank you so much for coming on. I hope we have you on again and again and again. I think we talked more football this week than we have in a very long time.
Oh,
anyway, you're amazing. So please come back.
I'll be back.
Don't hold back 20 minutes against it. Sometimes we get a little drunk and things go to shit.
Yeah.
It's all good.
People, most Browns fans are passed out by now, so they don't even notice. It's great. Anyway, thank you. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers.
Happy Father's Day, everyone.
Are you a father?
Everybody.
Are you a father?
I'm an uncle.
Nice.
You're an uncle. All right.
I think that applies. So happy Father's Day to all 5 of us. Go Browns. Go Guardians. They're winning right now. Oh, yes. Jessica just made fun of us for having an awkward ending. All right. Well, Ed, I'll let you sign us off then.
All right. Like I said, have a great week. Happy Father's Day. Appreciate you guys tuning into the Dawg Chug presented by Offside Sports Network. Thank you, Wesley. Thank you, Ross, Andy, and Roger for being my compadres. And go Browns.